This video has been sponsored by Crunchyroll. With the hours I work and having to travel a lot on the trains and ferries, it leaves me less time to work on my videos or watch anime. But with the power of Crunchyroll, I'm able to watch the latest anime titles using their very convenient app. I mean, hey, I gotta do my best to get these anime awards released on time somehow. You too can watch anime on the go if you sign up with Crunchyroll today. But if you use the link crunchyroll.com/animeamerica, you can get a 14-day free trial of Crunchyroll Premium. The premium service will allow you to watch the latest anime like Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, and Fire Force as soon as 1 hour after airing in Japan. You'll also be given access to unlimited anime, manga, and drama titles, and watch all of these amazing shows ad-free in 1080 HD on all of your home devices like your computer, phone, gaming consoles, and more. And hey, you see these girls, you know the memes. You may not know the anime, but you will now when you sign up with Crunchyroll. Just click on the link down below or simply type in crunchyroll.com/animeamerica to get started on your premium 14-day free trial today. Another year of anime has come and gone, and I must say, this was not a bad way to end the decade. Granted, there were a lot of isekais. Too many isekais. What's with all the goddamn isekais, Japan? It's like you're telling us through animation that all of you desperately want to give up your current realities and escape to another world or something. I mean, yeah, we all can relate to that, but you can definitely call this the year of isekais. Some had a lot more heart and effort placed into their stories. Others were just cheap and lazy. This, however, made things difficult to judge as some of the other categories didn't really have enough representation. We were still able to award a variety of titles who clearly deserved their awards, but it wasn't easy with how every other anime was just another isekai. With all of that in mind, I would like to thank my friend and fellow judge of this year's Anime Awards, Laura Pavlovic, and she made this little video highlighting her feelings towards the 2019 anime. Take it away, Laura.
What's up, Anime America fans? Was your 2019 lineup of anime this year awesome? That was a trick question, because I already know the answer is yes! As the end of a decade came and went, we had anime that made us laugh, love, cry, and scream with excitement. We've had amazing music, incredible stories, and blockbuster films that were a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The anime of 2019 was more than just another great year of shows. This was an awesome send-off to the decade of anime we were lucky enough to experience. I couldn't be happier about how well anime has thrived in the past 10 years, and I couldn't be prouder to be an anime fan. Here's to the anime of 2020, and to another amazing year for Anime America. Thanks so much for this, Robyn. You're an awesome friend.
Her words make me feel all toki-doki. Thank you so much for helping me, Laura. And with that awesome intro, here is, without further delay, Anime America's Anime Awards of 2019. Holy crap, we're actually on time this year. Alright, and to start this thing off as usual, let's go over the top 5 fan favorite anime of 2019. Coming in 5th place, you voted for My Roommate is a Cat. In 4th place, you chose Dr. Stone. In 3rd place, you chose Demon Slayer. And in 2nd place, you chose The Promised Neverland. And the number 1 fan favorite anime of 2019 is The Rising of the Shield Hero. As for our judges' pick, Laura Pavlovic's favorite anime of 2019 is Carol and Tuesday. And my favorite anime of 2019 goes to The Rising of the Shield Hero. Alright, now it's time to cover the major categories. For Best Comedy, we chose Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. An isekai with an adorable twist. It starts off like any other isekai, but the summoned hero is extremely cautious. Like paranoid levels of cautious. And it's hilarious. Best comedy runner-up goes to Keimono Michi Rise Up. Good lordy, I was not kidding about the isekais, but this one is priceless. The summoned hero is a pro wrestler, and is ordered to kill demonic animals attacking the kingdom. Unfortunately, he refuses to fight them because he's a huge animal lover, and he wants to befriend all of the animals and make his own pet shop. I love this idea. For Best Fantasy, we chose The Rising of the Shield Hero, a darker take on isekais in an amazing way. Our hero is expected to still perform his duty as a hero despite the fact that he was accused of a crime he did not commit, and everyone is treating him horribly. We see him defy the odds to become the hero no one expected him to be. Fantastic show from beginning to end. Best Fantasy Runner-Up goes to Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. Picture Hayate the combat butler, but with our main character's parents selling him to a demon. Fortunate for him, however, the demon simply adopts the kid as his grandson, but he has to go to a school full of demons and hide the fact that he's only a human. I'd recommend this title if you're in the mood for a cute and funny show. Best Sci-Fi goes to Astra Lost in Space. Wanna watch an anime version of Lost in Space, but more interesting? Well, here you go. Random teenagers find themselves light years away from home and must work together to survive and find their way home. Best Sci-Fi runner-up goes to Cannon Busters. A bit cliche when it comes to the story, but the aesthetics of the show gave me a nice nostalgic feeling. It's an old-fashioned sci-fi cowboy show similar to Trigun, so you're gonna be in for a good time with this show. Best Drama goes to Vinland Saga, an intense Viking drama with our characters wondering if they can ever find peace in a world full of war and constant bloodshed. Best Drama runner-up goes to Beastars. Zootopia jokes aside, this is an interesting high school drama featuring carnivores and herbivores constantly wondering if they can coexist despite their animal behaviors telling them otherwise. Best Romance goes to Kaguya-sama Love is War. Definitely one of the most creative romances in anime, as our couple finds themselves crushing over the other, but confessing their feelings would be defeat in their eyes, so they're constantly trying to trick the other into confessing first. And it's precious. Best Romance runner-up goes to Given. A genuinely sweet romance with our couple starting a band together and finding the comfort and support that they desperately needed. Best Action goes to Demon Slayer. Definitely the front runner for this category with its fast pace and intense animation, showing our heroes taking on some of the deadliest demons we've seen in anime. And everyone in the community will not stop talking about that one epic fight scene, and honestly, it's deserving of the praise. Best Action runner-up goes to Kengan Ashura. So when businesses want to settle dominance and deals in this world, they do business with hired fighters challenging each other on the streets. A strangely interesting idea with some impressive fight scenes. Best Adventure goes to Dr. Stone. Everyone around the world is suddenly turned to stone until our heroes wake up 3,700 years later and find a serum that can save everyone from their imprisonment. An interesting idea as we see these characters trying to restore humanity, but having trouble with some of the people they release. Best Adventure runner-up goes to So Nan Desu Ka. Although the joke keeps getting recycled in every episode, it's hilarious to see our main girl showing her new friends what it really looks like to survive in the wilderness. Gross and repetitive, but still an interesting idea. Best Thriller goes to The Promised Neverland. A thrilling series with these kids discovering the dark secret of their world while desperately trying to find a way out with their lives. While the setup was predictable, watching these kids come up with ways of escaping and uncovering the devastating reality of their world are the aspects that make this anime truly special. Best Thriller runner-up goes to Babylon. It's an intense political drama as our main hero and his syndicate begin to uncover the disastrous corruption plaguing the upcoming election. It's intense, gripping, and shocking to witness. Best Supernatural goes to Fire Force, an entertaining series full of interesting characters using their unique abilities to stop the strange phenomenon known as human combustion. The animation is great, the stories highlighting the strange tragedy are gripping, and the series was made by the same creator as Soul Eater, a guaranteed good time. Best Supernatural runner-up goes to Sarazan Mai. Wow, this one is very trippy to say the least, but I'll say this. You'll definitely not be bored with a story about teenagers turning into kappas to fight off kappa zombies and the Outer Empire. I still have no idea what I just watched. Best School Life goes to Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. With society pressing good morals and decency towards teenagers, this show is an engaging romp featuring young girls discovering the complications of love and sex. It's awkward, it's relatable, and it's genuinely a fantastic series. Best School Life runner-up goes to We Never Learn, an interesting show with colleagues and teenagers trying to convince these prodigies to stick to what they know and be settled. But these girls have their own goals in mind and want to follow their own path. An adorable and wholesome title for sure. Best Slice of Life goes to Carol and Tuesday, a nice series making its own twist on the typical fight the industry narrative. Despite the world mass-producing cold and soulless music created by computers and AI, Carol and Tuesday stand their ground and create their own music from the heart. Best Slice of Life runner-up goes to My Roommate is a Cat. Overall, this one is just adorable. Watching a cat taking care of a very careless writer has a lot of wholesome and hilarious moments. Best Harem goes to Oresuki. While the majority of harems this year were few and boring, this one has an interesting twist. The main character trains himself to be the ultimate harem protagonist while working towards having his own harem, but his closest girlfriends fall in love with his best friend. And you start to see the cynical, dark persona our protagonist really has. Definitely the gem that saved this category. Best harem runner-up goes to Chubyo Gekihatsu Boys. Probably the only other original harem this year where our main girl finds herself surrounded by chunibyos. And if you're unfamiliar with the term, they're individuals who pretend they're stars of their own fantasy or anime world and act out their fantasies without even caring what others think of them. And handling a single chunibyo is one thing, but a whole harem of them? This was honestly a pretty funny harem, so be sure to check it out if you're curious. Best Sports Anime goes to How Heavy Are the Weights You Lift? A surprisingly neat series that makes you laugh while also teaching you how to properly exercise. Entertaining and educational. Best Sports runner-up goes to Stars Align, a nice series about a young man desperately trying to save the male soft tennis club while trying to convince a tennis prodigy to help them. A bit on the cliche side, but it's still a charming series. For Best Opening Sequence of 2019, we have chosen Beastars. I mean, are you seeing how awesome this looks? It brilliantly showcases the general idea of the show while giving us some of the most interesting pieces of animation we've seen this year. It's dark, it's delightful, it's dramatic, and it's eye-catching. Best Opening Sequence runner-up goes to Wasteful Days of High School Girls. This sequence truly captures the essence and the randomness of high schoolers and their youthful spirit. Plus, the opening song is super catchy and unforgettable to me. For Best Ending Sequence of 2019, we chose Sarazan Mai. Pretty chilled compared to the rest of the series, but it's pretty cool to see these characters interact with real-world settings. It's honestly just an attractive ending sequence I don't see myself skipping. Best Ending Sequence runner-up goes to We Never Learn. The school's chalkboard comes to life with our characters being adorably animated frame by frame. It's just cute and fun to watch. And as for our choices for best songs, Laura Pavlovic's choice was Superfly from Promare. And my pick for best song goes to Wa Moon Das Cry from Wasteful Days of High School Girls. Best Friendship from 2019 goes to Kazusa, Rika, Hitoha, Momoka, and Nina from Oh Maiden and Your Savage Season. These girls are experiencing the most awkward time of their lives together, while leaning on each other along the way. They're brutally honest and can be downright savage sometimes, but they can still give everything they got to look out for each other no matter what happens. Best Friendship runner-up goes to Emma, Norman, and Ray from The Promised Neverland. The smartest kids at the orphanage rely on each other's strengths and courage to fight this terrible reality they're dealing with. The world may convince them that their efforts are futile, but they're willing to defy the odds in order to protect each other and their family. Best Female Character of 2019 goes to Emma from The Promised Neverland. She's extremely optimistic despite her terrible circumstances. No matter how bleak and hopeless her future may seem, she's determined to at least try and fight for her future while protecting everyone who's close to her. Best Female Character runner-up goes to Raphtalia from The Rising of the Shield Hero. She starts off as a weak demi-human sold into slavery, only to rise up and become one of the kingdom's best swordsmen. No matter who tries to get in their way and make her feel weak, she will stand up against anyone who dares to insult her and the hero who saved her life. Best Male Character of 2019 goes to Naofumi Iwatani from The Rising of the Shield Hero. He starts off as an innocent man accused of a crime he did not commit, which then turned him into a cynical soul with very little trust in others. Despite how the kingdom treats him, Naofumi rises up to perform his duties and show the world the hero he truly is. Best Male Character runner-up goes to Tanjiro Kamada from Demon Slayer. Life suddenly threw a curveball at him, but despite everyone telling him what to do and how to do it, he's going to protect his precious sister and prove to everyone he can save her from her terrifying fate. Best Animation from 2019 goes to Sarazan Mai. I'm honestly impressed they put in such time and effort and creativity into such an insane series like this. It may make you question if you're literally high watching this, but it's a damn good spectacle you need to check out. Best Animation from 2019 runner-up goes to Demon Slayer. A tough choice between this one and Fire Force, but we simply can't ignore one of the most epic fight scenes ever choreographed in recent years. Best Anime Short goes to Isekai Quartet, an adorable series that takes all of our favorite isekai characters and puts them together at school. The jokes write themselves when you're just watching these insane characters interact with each other. Best Anime Short runner-up goes to Monaria Friends, an adorable short series where a princess and a dragonborn create a unique friendship while studying magic together. Best Anime Remake goes to Dororo. This stunning series gets the remake it so badly deserved. It's an intense drama that became even better than it ever was before, so I highly recommend this one. Best Anime Remake runner-up goes to Fruits Basket. This beloved classic is getting the re-release it badly needed. Many aspects have been changed to match the manga while also giving us the full story. So if you haven't seen Fruits Baskets yet, now is the time to watch it. Best Sequel goes to Aggressive Retsuko Season 2. I cannot stress enough how important that message was in the final episode. It is probably the most adult lesson you will ever need to learn when it comes to love and relationships. So seriously, I cannot stress enough how badly you need to watch that season. Best Sequel runner-up goes to Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. Many anticipated moments the series builds up finally pays off with this part of the season. This left many of the anticipated fans satisfied, and that's all this series really needed to do. Most underrated anime goes to Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. I mean, I was shocked to see it got a few nominations from the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, but all I kept hearing from the fandom last year were many other titles and not this one. It's an amazing series that honestly needs more attention, so be sure to check it out. Most underrated runner-up goes to Babylon. While the idea is not attractive as other titles, this is still one intense drama thriller we cannot recommend enough. As for the weirdest anime of 2019, we chose... how could we not choose Sarazan Mai? Have you seen this? Have you seen the weird things that are happening on the screen right now? It's insanity! Positive insanity, but still insanity! Weirdest anime runner-up goes to Beastars. It's a great drama, but still a strange idea when all you could think of is Zootopia High School, but with very little jokes. Just seeing these anthropomorphic characters in such a serious drama makes you question sometimes exactly what you're watching. Most disappointing anime of 2019 goes to Grimm's Notes. An interesting idea to see our main characters having to preserve peace for citizens living within fairy tales, but the overall theme it's presenting is stick to the status quo or else we're gonna make you. Is that really a positive message? To just follow your book and never question your fate? Kind of depressing if you ask me. Most disappointing runner-up goes to Arifureta. I want to see a classroom isekai. This was a classroom isekai, but the idea was so minimal that it felt like it honestly didn't matter whether or not our hero came to this world with his classmates or not. With his character development being too badly paced and forced, it completely ruins this brilliant idea. Best movie of 2019 goes to Promare. Trigger at its finest with one of the most exciting films we've ever seen. It's an amazing and entertaining spectacle from beginning to end. Plus, it's from the same studio that brought you Kill la Kill and Darling in the Franxx. Just sit back and enjoy the awesome. Best movie runner-up goes to Weathering with You, another masterpiece from the same director who brought us Your Name. The animation gorgeously accompanies this strange yet creative story, so be sure to watch it. And here we are, the 3 worst anime of 2019. And just when I thought all 3 would be lazy isekais, there was one title that just had to be so terrible and insulting that it felt like it was trying to be the worst of the worst. With all of that said, here we go. The 3rd worst anime of 2019 goes to Mao-sama Retry. Did this motherfucking isekai try to copy Overlord? It's about a young man playing an online game until the server shuts down at midnight, just like Overlord. But when the clock strikes midnight, he's suddenly transported into this world and becomes his character, just like Overlord! The only difference is that Overlord had our hero accompanied with some creative characters, while Mao-sama has lolly waifus. What was the point in making this lazy trash? The 2nd worst anime of 2019 goes to Do You Like Your Mom? Her normal attack is 2 attacks at full power Okasan Online. Okay, 2 things. 1, can we stop with these long ass titles? And 2, I wanted this to be good. I wanted there to be an isekai where the hero has to travel with his mother. It sounded like an amazing idea, but all this series really was a cheap and boring isekai starring a MILF. A goddamn MILF. I did not want this awesome idea to take such a low turn and create something this terrible, but here we are. And the number 1 worst anime of 2019 goes to... oh my god, why? Try Nights. So, the official Rugby Football Union of Japan cooperated with this mess and decided to have 2 studios create it. 2 studios! Gonzo and Seven were hired to create this anime to celebrate the 2019 Rugby World Cup, and they created this crap. This series not only gave us some of the cheapest animation we've seen in years, and also accompanied by one of the most generic plots ever conceived, but they practically made a rugby anime that doesn't exactly know the rules to rugby. How can you do that? No, seriously, how can you do that? 2 studios, 2 goddamn studios were hired to tackle this request, and it was just a mess. Given some of the lowest scores in 2019 from the audience, we all unanimously agree Try Nights is without a doubt the worst anime of 2019. Okay, finally, we've reached the category you've all been waiting for. This was honestly the hardest decision we've had compared to last year, considering how great a lot of these titles were. But alas, we did our best to keep our choices down to 5 with much care and consideration. Without further ado, here are our choices for the best anime of 2019. The 5th best anime of 2019 goes to Vinland Saga. It's an intense series that keeps you on edge with its action and drama. You feel for the characters and their desire for peace, which leaves you hoping they can reach Vinland and survive this violent era. A gripping story from beginning to end, so this is one title you should definitely check out. The 4th best anime of 2019 goes to Demon Slayer. I remember asking my friends what is it about this particular shonen that made it different than any others we've seen similar to this one. All they could say was how different and refreshing the characters were. And you know what? I can honestly understand the reasoning. You feel for Tanjiro and Nezuko, hoping they can get through their tragic situation together. Not to mention, the intense action scenes make you not want to blink at all while watching it. A true spectacle with its animation and a refreshing take on this kind of story. The 3rd best anime of 2019 goes to The Promised Neverland. I watched the first episode thinking how predictable the story was going to be. Sure, their uprising is a total lie, but they can totally stand up against the system and fight the power, right? This series, however, takes a different turn with its narration, not only highlighting these characters trying to find a way out, but also immersing you into this tragic reality everyone faces. It's serious enough to the point where our obvious villains were treated in a more human and understandable portrayal. This series brilliantly tells a story in an immersive and realistic tone rather than giving us a cheap good versus evil narrative, so I wholeheartedly appreciate this series. The 2nd best anime of 2019 goes to Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, a friendly reminder to society that we were all young once. Teenagers in Japan are constantly under pressure to fulfill their duties in school and become productive members of society while trying to ignore what it truly means to be young. We have 5 very different girls awkwardly discovering love and sex while trying to discover what true moral integrity really means. And honestly, you can pick any of these girls and see yourself as one of them. I know I looked at one of them and thought to myself, oh my god, 2006 Robyn is calling me and I'm getting awkward flashbacks now, help! But overall, this is a brilliant reminder of how insane youth can really be and why it's a tragedy to see society forgetting what it's truly like to be young. And our choice for the number 1 best anime of 2019 is The Rising of the Shield Hero. I mean, how could I choose anything else? It's doing what every recycle story type is supposed to do, which is try something different with what it has. What is it that a new show can do to change things up? And while Demon Slayer made changes to its own typical story structure, The Rising of the Shield Hero took the structures of a typical isekai and flipped it upside down. It gives us a darker take on isekais while giving our hero a lot of unfair disadvantages. Not to mention it forces him to work alongside 3 other heroes who are the most obnoxious forms of any other typical isekai hero. The honorable one with a justice complex, the challenger trying to prove his strengths, and the boy who just wants a harem. The hero sees the selfish nature of others trying desperately to villainize him while trying to hide how horrible they are by comparison. It's a brilliant series that I could not look away from. It was the one series that pulled at my heartstrings and made me feel for these characters. I will never forget how this series made me feel, and I will never forget these incredible characters. I could go on and on and on about how amazing the series is, but I've said plenty in my review if you wish to hear more. Overall, this series took the world by storm with its outrageous and dark turn on isekais, and I couldn't be happier. With its amazing characters and brilliant story, The Rising of the Shield Hero is without a doubt the best anime of 2019. I'm sure a lot of you have your own choices, so feel free to let us know which anime you thought was the best anime of 2019. And what are your thoughts on our choices this year? Whether you agree with this video or not, I think we all can agree that 2019 did an incredible job ending off this decade. I mean, aside from all the isekais, we were given so many memorable titles that dominated their genres and took new steps to prove how amazing anime still is today. Thank you for such an awesome decade, Japan. Now let's just sit back and see what the next decade will bring us all this time. Now, as for all of you watching, thank you so much for supporting our channel, and I'd like to thank our amazing Patreon supporters for keeping this channel alive and thriving. I mean, who knows what YouTube will bring us this year that could cause another calamity, but we won't be going down that easily with your amazing support. More awesome videos will be on the way, so thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned to Anime America.